you for inviting me here. I've only been, actually this trip to India was quite a surprise, and it really feels like Gurudev's mercy. Only arranged a month before we came. We didn't realise we were staying for 5 months until the last day we left. So, and when we got here, Rajanath asked me if I'd like to do this course. So I've been preparing very hard the last couple of months. So bear with me if there's some mistakes. I'm not a scholar. I've been studying Jaiva Dharma and also Srila DasaMula-22Jan15a biography. There's a summary of DasaMula in there. And in this course, I'm going to be doing an overview of the entire DasaMula. There is a lot to cover, and I'm not going to be able to cover it all, but I hope to give you an overview of the main points of each section, and hoping that you get the inspiration yourself to go and study Jaiva Dharma. And if you want a less in-depth insight into Jaiva Dharma, Srila DasaMula-22Jan15a Maharaj's biography written by our Gurudev has got a briefer summary of all the main points in the section in there. So first of all, I'd like to offer my unlimited Dandavat pranams onto the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev, Nitilila Pravista Om Vishnupad, Astotar Zadashishimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, and onto the lotus feet of all of our Guru Parampara, praying for their mercy that we can imbibe these teachings of DasaMula and find some inspiration in our lives. And I also offer pranams to all of you, my godbrothers, godsisters, so many seniors here, asking for your blessings that we can go through this in a nice way. So, first of all, I'm going to just start off by going through a brief overview of the whole DasaMula, very briefly. And then today we're going to focus mainly on the first and second principles. Now the DasaMula, Das is 10, and Mula means roots, and Tattva means truth or principles. There's many meanings, obviously, for Tattva. Different Sanskrit words have so many different meanings, but in this sense. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has compiled the DasaMula in his great work, Jaiva Dharma. So in there he describes that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and as we know that Jaiva Dharma is told in a story format, so it's very easy to read, but interwoven with that is very detailed philosophy. Srila Gurudev said that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has put the ocean in a jar. So that all our philosophy, all the Vedic literatures, the essence of all of them is in Jaiva Dharma. And so the story that comes just as this is, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but Rajanath has been on a journey to find the teachings, find Mahaprabhu. And he was into Nyaya Shastra, and he was a great logician, the most famous scholar. And it was just after the time of Mahaprabhu, and he somehow or other find out about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he used to be a scholar in Nyaya, in logic. He gave it up and took up the path of bhakti, and gradually his kriti increased, and his affection for Gauranga increased, and then he was somehow or other he was led by the grace of the Lord to the near the yoga pit in Mayapur, where Raghunath Das Babaji was residing, and he was able to quench his thirst for the glories of Lord Chaitanya and Bhakti through Raghunath Das Babaji. So it's described that Raghunath Das Babaji is a disciple of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and he spent time with him in Radhakund in Vrindavan, and along with Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj. So that's how it leads into, this is in the middle section of Jaiva Dharma, that's how it leads in. And First of all, Rajanath is inquiring about the sadhya and the sadhana, the goal, what is the goal of life, and what is the process to attain it. And Raghunath Das Babaji proceeds to explain the DasaMula. And he explains that these are the 10 essential teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never wrote anything himself. By his instruction, his followers wrote so many books. The 6 Goswamis and so forth, they wrote so many books. He himself compiled the Shikshastaka, which is 8 very beautiful slokas that describe all the essence of the Vedanta, the Vedic literatures, all the philosophy in those. So DasaMula is actually based on the Shikshastaka, the teachings in the Shikshastaka, described in Jayavadharma. So as we know, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is known as the 7th Goswami. All of the 6 Goswamis, they were instructed to do a very big task. They brought Mahaprabhu's teachings into book form. They revealed the holy Dham and all of the holy places of Vrindavan. Without them, we wouldn't be able to go on Brajamandal Parikrama. We were able to go there to touch the dust of those places in the modern era by the grace of the 6 Goswamis. And so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared in the 1800s, and he's known as the 7th Goswami because he established Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings in the modern era. He revealed Gaura Dham, Navadvip Dham, and the Yoga Pit, exactly. The birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealed to him, and he compiled the whole Navadvip Parikrama, especially Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, which was Jiva Goswami, Nityananda Prabhu taking Jiva Goswami around Navadvip. So it's by his grace that we can do Navadvip Parikrama as well. And his son and disciple, Srila Saraswati Thakur, got that into motion, and then his disciples, especially Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, our Gurudev, following in that line. That's just a little bit of background of how this starts. I'm not going to be talking the whole time, by the way. I'm going to be, this course, because I'm a teacher by profession, and you're going to have to bear with me. I might treat you like children sometimes. I'll try not to. I'm going to have some lollies for people who learn shlokas, and some Jagannath Prasad as well, so it's not just Monday. And we're going to be doing different activities. I'll be getting people to stand up and move around and talk to each other. Oh my God. So you're not just going to listen to me, you're going to listen to each other. I'm going to get some of you to teach each other some things, to learn and teach each other some things through the course. And I think I want to make it fun, but also great, because this topic is very, very deep, and it relates to every one of us. It is the knowledge of reality. We're absorbed in the knowledge of illusion all the time. 24 hours a day, speaking for myself anyway. And this knowledge is the knowledge of reality. And it is actually all the courses that you're going to hear, you'll find within this. Because this has everything in it. We're just hearing topics of Archan. That's one little part of the DasaMula. Kirtan is the same. So the DasaMula contains everything in it. And it is quite philosophical as well, but it's so essential. We're discussing, my husband and I. By the way, this is my husband over here, Vrindavan. He's been great support for me. He's going to help me a little bit. We're just discussing how it's so important to study Tattva and Siddhanta, and we're encouraged by our Gurudev, by our Acharyas, to study Tattva and Siddhanta. And it's not just a theoretical thing. Real knowledge comes by surrender and service, or sharanagati. It's not the word surrender, sharanagati. And service, seva to our Gurudev. And by His mercy, all of these teachings will manifest in our heart. There's that famous verse, Yasya Devi Parabhakti, Tata Devi Tata Guru, Tasya Te Katajan Karta, Makashante, Mahatmana, that by having the same devotional service mood to our Gurudev as to we do Shri Krishna, then all Tattva and Siddhanta will manifest, all truths of reality will manifest in our heart automatically. But He tells us study, and we gain that knowledge, and then by His mercy, actually it's following His instruction, it pleases Him to study, then gradually that knowledge will become realized, not just gyan, but vigyan, or realized knowledge. So, anyhow, we'll get started. So there's 11 very big DasaMula slokas. We're going to focus on one, and we're also going to focus on some smaller ones that support each of them, because they're all very, very long. And if anyone would like to delve into them, I can send, or you look in Java time for them. The first one, this is an invocation of DasaMula. It contains all of the DasaMula within that sloka. We're going to focus on a little bit every day. Let's just say it all together. Amnaya Brahma Tattvam Harim Iha Paramam Sarva Shaktim Rasatyam Tadvidam Samschat Prakriti Kavalitan Tadvimukta Bhavat Vera Vera Prakasham Sakalam Api Hare Saranam Shuddha Bhaktim Satyam Tat Pritim Eveti Ubadishati Janam Gaura Chandra Swayam Sava. Anybody know that shlok? Hands up. Anyone know half of it? Or less? By the end of these 6 days, you're going to know the whole thing. I hope. If you try, it's actually going to be pretty easy. Positive attitude. Okay, so the first one is, I'm just going to read through this because then we're going to go in detail, and otherwise we'll spend too much time going over the whole thing. The first principle is Praman, the self-realized teachings, the self-revealed teachings of the Vedas received through Guru Parampara are known as Amnaya. So each part of the DasaMula is divided into the 3 different sections of Sambandha Tattva, Abhideya Tattva, and Prayojan Tattva. And Sambandha Tattva is knowledge of relationship. Does anyone know more clearly what that is in like one sentence or 2? Rajnath, Peru? What is one sentence?
Sambandha Tattva means our loving relationship with Sri Krishna. How to enter that Tattva, that conclusion, that beautiful knowledge, that is Sambandha Tattva. I can tell a few more sentences, but she only asked me for one sentence and I already went over my capacity. Right. Sambandha Tattva means we must understand who we are, who is Krishna, what are Krishna's energies, and what is our relationship with Krishna's energies and with Krishna. And it culminates in our natural, spontaneous, loving, transcendental, unique, individual relationship with Krishna. That is the conclusion of all Sambandha Tattva. But we must start where we are. At the moment we have completely forgotten our transcendental, loving relationship with Krishna. Now we are, by default, thinking that we are this body and we are this mind, because we are always identifying with that which is temporary, illusory existence. That is called the material world, material creation. We have a relationship with Krishna which is transcendental, And by taking shelter of Krishna's transcendental energy, Parashakti, or what is called internal energy, Yogamaya, we will gradually realize our transcendental identity, meaning, relationship with Krishna. The more we progress on this path and the more we become firmly established in Sambandha Tattva, the more we will automatically realize our loving relationship with Krishna. So we are supposed to daily remember and sink deeper and deeper into Sambandha Tattva. It is the fundament, the basis, the platform of all Ananda, all transcendental happiness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Rajanath. Very nicely said. So, the next, so Praman itself, the evidence of the Vedic literatures is the evidence that establishes the following truths, starting with Sambandha Tattva. That Parama Tattva, Shri Hari alone, is the supreme absolute truth. Sarva Shaktim, Shri Krishna is the possessor of all potency. Akila Rasamrita Sindhu, he is the ocean of nectarian mellows. So all of these three are Krishna Tattva. And now we have Jiva Tattva. Vivinangsa Tattva, both the Mukta, liberated, and Bada, conditioned jivas, are his eternally separated parts and parcels. Bada jivas, conditioned souls, are subject to the control and covering of Maya. Mukta jivas, liberated souls, are free from Maya. And then Achintya Beda Tattva, the entire universe, both material and spiritual, is his manifestation, which is inconceivably both different and non-different from him. So that encompasses Sambandha Tattva. And now we move to Abhideya Tattva, which is the process of how to attain our goal. Who can tell me the process in one word? Two? Hands up. Shuddha Bhakti, well done. Pure devotional service, sorry. I'll give you a sticker next time. Just kidding. Pure devotional service is the only practice, sadhana, to attain perfection. And then Prayojan Tattva, who can tell me the goal of our life? Is our goal Krishna?
No. Krishna Prema.
Okay, hands up.
Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prem, thank you. Or Krishna Priti, which is another word for Prem. Transcendental love and affection for Krishna is the one and only final object of attainment, Satya Vastu. Okay. Now before we move on, just to get everyone up and moving, there's something that we need to do as a way of organising our sessions. I've got what's called an appointment clock. Actually, I'll put it up on the screen. And this will only take 5 minutes. I hope maybe 10. But it's important because it's something that I want to use every day. So, it's called an appointment clock. In the middle, we have a clock. And you write your name in the middle, then you're going to make appointments with 12 people in the room. So next to the number, you're going to write someone's name. So that will be 1 o'clock. At 2 o'clock you have someone else's name. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then at different times I'm going to say, okay, we're going to get into pairs. I want you to meet with the person at 3 o'clock. So then you're going to go and find 3 o'clock. So Vrindavan Guruji, hand those out, please. Just take one and write your name in it. Go find somebody that you'd like to see at some point in the course.
Cover yourself.
And cover yourself. Yeah, just go anybody. Just anybody. You don't have to know them. No, you got to go to them Okay, I'm going to explain it a bit better, otherwise it's not going to work. You have to go to them, talk with someone, make an appointment with someone. You both have to write the same. So yeah. So if you showed another group, if I was going to make your name at 1 o'clock, I would write your name, and then you would write my name at 1 o'clock. If you don't do that, it won't work. So everybody stand up and move around, please, and find somebody to make appointments with. You have 5 minutes.
I'll have you at 1 o'clock. Oh, what if I write it at 3? Got it. Who wants to meet me? Where are you going? What time do you want to meet me? Oh, I'll just find someone with a pen and meet them. If you have a pen, I'll meet you. 3 o'clock, yeah. You showed a number. Yes. Oh, you showed a sure? You're Chandler Rookie's husband. Do you have a name?
Nice to meet you. Want to make an appointment? Yes, please. 5 o'clock.
Cool. This is fun, I like it. Would you like to meet me? What have you got available? 6, you're in.
You have to write my name.
I know, I'll borrow your pen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You showed a Nanda. Just you showed a Nanda.
So we were going to have an appointment.
Yeah, of course, 9 o'clock. And,
Prima Bhati.
That's right.
I didn't write my name.
6 o'clock. Let me get you Prima. 1. There you go.
Hindu party dance.
Are you written me in? We're 9, are we? Hindu party? Hindu. Fantastic. Got to fill this clock up.
Can I make a appointment?
Yeah, okay. What do you got? What time do you want?
9 o'clock.